Since creation's dawn has achieved great fame. Punted by me, it has e'er been the same. Upon the wind and wave it's still secure. With no end or beginning its joy is sure. It can return to one, completely clean. Through 10,000 kalpas a sail serene. Though bottomless boats may ne'er cross the sea. This ferries all souls through eternity. Pressing his palms together to thank him, the great sage Sun said, I thank you for your great kindness in coming to receive and lead my master. Master, get on the boat. Though it is bottomless, it is safe. Even if there are wind and waves, it will not capsize. The elder still Hisi stated, but Pilgrim took him by the shoulder and gave him a shove. With nothing to stand on, that master tumbled straight into the water, but the boatman swiftly pulled him out. As he stood on the side of the boat, the master kept shaking out his clothes and stamping his feet as he grumbled at Pilgrim. Pilgrim, however, helped Sha Monk and 8 Rules to lead the horse and tote the luggage into the boat. As they all stood on the gunwale, the Buddhist patriarch gently punted the vessel away from shore. All at once they saw a corpse floating down upstream, the sight of which filled the elder with terror. Don't be afraid, master, said Pilgrim, laughing. It's actually you. It's you. It's you, said 8 Rules also. Clapping his hands, Sha Monk also said, It's you. It's you. Adding his voice to the chorus, the boatman also said, That's you. Congratulations. Congratulations. Then the 3 disciples repeated this chanting in unison as the boat was punted across the water. In no time at all, they crossed the divine cloud-transcending ferry all safe and sound. Only then did Tripitaka turn and skip lightly onto the other shore. We have here a testimonial poem which says, Delivered from their mortal flesh and bone, a primal spirit of mutual love has grown. Their work done, they become Buddhas this day, free of their former six senses' sway. Truly this is what is meant by the profound wisdom and the boundless dharma that enable a person to reach the other shore. The moment the 4 pilgrims went ashore and turned around, the boatman and even the bottomless boat had disappeared. Only then did Pilgrim point out that it was the conductor Buddha, and immediately Tripitaka awoke to the truth. Turning quickly, he thanked his 3 disciples instead. Pilgrim said, We 2 parties need not thank each other, for we are meant to support each other. We are indebted to our master for our liberation, through which we have found the gateway to merit-making, and fortunately we have achieved the right fruit. Our master also has to rely on our protection so that he may be firm in keeping both law and faith to find the happy deliverance from this mortal stock. Master, look at this superb scenery of flowers and grass, pines and bamboos, phoenixes, cranes, and deer. Compared with those places of illusory transformation by monsters and deviates, which ones do you think are pleasant and which ones bad? Which ones are good and which evil? Tripitaka expressed his thanks repeatedly as every one of them with lightness and agility walked up the spirit mountain. Soon this was the aged Thunderclap Monastery which came into view. Its top touches the firmament. Its root joins the Sumeru Range. Wondrous peaks in rows. Strange boulders rugged. Beneath the cliffs, jade grass and jasper flowers. By the path, purple agaric and scented orchid. Divine apes plucking fruits in the peach orchard. Seem like fire-burnished gold. White cranes perching on the tips of pine branches. Resemble mist-shrouded jade. Male phoenixes in pairs. Female phoenixes in twos. Male phoenixes in pairs. Make one call facing the sun to bless the world. Female phoenixes in twos, whose radiant dance in the wind is rarely seen. You see too those mandarin ductiles of lustrous gold, and luminous, patterned bricks cornelian gilt. In the east, and in the west, stand rows of scented halls and pearly arches. To the north, and to the south, an endless sight of treasure lofts and precious towers. The Devaraja Hall emits lament mists. The Dharma Guarding Hall sends forth purple flames. the stupa's clear form, the Utpala's fragrance. Truly a fine place similar to heaven, with lazy clouds to make the day long. The causes cease, red dust can't come at all. Safe from all kalpas is this great Dharma hall. Footloose and carefree, master and disciples walked to the summit of Mount Spirit, where under a forest of green pines, they saw a group of upasikas and rows of worshippers in the midst of verdant cypresses. Immediately the elder bowed to them, so startling the upasakas and upasikas, the monks and the nuns, that they all pressed their palms together, saying, "Sage monk, you should not render us such homage. Wait till you see Sakyamuni, and then you may come to exchange greetings with us. He is always in such a hurry," said Pilgrim, laughing. "Let's go to bow to those seated at the top." His arms and legs dancing with excitement, the elder followed Pilgrim straight up to the gate of the Thunderclap Monastery. There they were met by the 4 great Vara guardians, who said, "Has the sage monk arrived?" Bending low, Tripitaka said, "Yes, your disciple Shenzang has arrived." No sooner had he given this reply than he wanted to go inside. "Please wait a moment, sage monk," said the Vara guardians. "Allow us to announce your arrival first before you enter." One of the Vara guardians was asked to report to the other 4 great Vara guardians stationed at the second gate, and one of those porters passed the news of the Tang monk's arrival to the third gate. Those guarding the third gate happened to be divine monks who served at the great altar. When they heard the news, they quickly went to the great hero hall to announce to Tathagata, the most honored one, also named Buddha Sakyamuni. "The sage monk from the Tang court has arrived in this treasure monastery. He has come to fetch the scriptures." Highly pleased, Holy Father Buddha at once asked the 8 bodhisattvas, the 4 Vara guardians, the 500 arhats, the 3,000 guardians, the 11 great orbs, and the 18 guardians of monasteries to form 2 rows for the reception. Then he issued the golden decree to summon in the Tang monk. Again the word was passed from section to section, from gate to gate. "Let the sage monk enter." Meticulously observing the rules of ritual propriety, our Tang monk walked through the monastery gate with Wukong, Wuneng, and Wu Jing still leading the horse and toting the luggage. Thus it was that, commissioned that year, a resolve he made, to leave with rescript the royal steps of jade, the hills he'd climb to face the morning dew, or rest on a boulder when the twilight fades. He totes his faith to ford 3,000 streams, his staff trailing o'er endless palisades, his every thoughts bent on seeking right fruit. Homage to Buddha will this day be paid. The 4 pilgrims, on reaching the great hero treasure hall, prostrated themselves before Tathagata. Thereafter, they bowed to all the attendants of Buddha on the left and right. This they repeated 3 times before kneeling again before the Buddhist patriarch to present their traveling rescript to him. After reading it carefully, Tathagata handed it back to Tripitaka, who touched his head to the ground once more to say, "By the decree of the great Tang Emperor in the land of the East, your disciple Shenzang has come to this treasure monastery to beg you for the true scriptures for the redemption of the multitude. I implore the Buddhist patriarch to vouchsafe his grace and grant me my wish, so that I may soon return to my country." To express the compassion of his heart, Tathagata opened his mouth of mercy and said to Tripitaka, "Your land of the East belongs to the South Jambudvipa continent. Because of your size and your fertile land, your prosperity and population, there is a great deal of greed and killing, lust and lying, oppression and deceit. People neither honor the teachings of Buddha nor cultivate virtuous karma. They neither revere the 3 lights nor respect the 5 grains. They are disloyal and unfilial, unrighteous and unkind, unscrupulous and self-deceiving. Through all manners of injustice and taking of lives, they have committed boundless transgressions. The fullness of their iniquities therefore has brought on them the ordeal of hell and sent them into eternal darkness and perdition to suffer the pains of pounding and grinding and of being transformed into beasts. Many of them will assume the forms of creatures with fur and horns. In this manner they will repay their debts, by having their flesh made for food for mankind. These are the reasons for their eternal perdition in a VC without deliverance. Though Confucius had promoted his teachings of benevolence, righteousness, ritual, and wisdom, and though a succession of kings and emperors had established such penalties as transportation, banishment, hanging, and beheading, these institutions had little effect on the foolish and the blind, the reckless and the antinomian. Now, I have here 3 baskets of scriptures which can deliver humanity from its afflictions and dispel its calamities. There is one basket of Vinaya, which speak of heaven, a basket of Sastras, which tell of the earth, and a basket of Sutras, which redeem the damned. Altogether, these 3 baskets of scriptures contain 35 volumes written in 15,144 scrolls. They are truly the pathway to the realization of immortality and the gate to ultimate virtue. Every concern of astronomy, geography, biography, flora and fauna, utensils, and human affairs within the 4 great continents of this world is recorded therein. Since all of you have traveled such a great distance to come here, I would have liked to give the entire set to you. Unfortunately, the people of your region are both stupid and headstrong.